the accumulation of the path points is based on obviously how well you're playing, but also how much you're playing and which type of games that you're playing across different devices and cross games. And again, it's a nice incentive because you can play, and then earn some path points, and then you can redeem it for what you love to do best. So every gamer has its own choice. Either they will buy some gift card and order something of that, or buy some new game because they want to try it out. So we are giving them basically the freedom to try out new things.
Welcome to 20-Minute Leaders. Just sit back, relax, and learn from the leaders of today. It's a journey. Each one is different, unique, inspiring. Let's get started. This episode is powered by J Ventures, a community-driven VC fund in Silicon Valley in partnership with Leumi Tech, sponsored by Homeward Ventures, Hippo Insurance, Upwest Labs, Synergy Global, Hillel at Stanford, Leap, Birthright Excel, Serona Partners, and in media partnership with C-Tech. Hello, and welcome to 20-Minute Leaders. Let's talk about gaming with Elay, the CEO and co-founder of buff.game, an Israeli-based company that completed its IPO in the Tel Aviv Stock Exchange during August of 2021. Buff have developed a loyalty program for video gamers. It's a fast-growing technology platform. Elay is a father of 3 and is 44 years old. Elay Dabir, welcome to 20-Minute Leaders. Thank you so much for joining me. How are you and
Thank you
where
for having
are
me. I'm located in my office in Herzliya, Israel. Doing very well.
Beautiful. Well, thank you very much for coming and joining me for these 20 minutes, talking about Buff and gaming, metaverse, NFTs, and all the buzzwords that we love talking about today. I personally am so excited about this world, and I'm mind blown every morning looking at the headlines and what new advancements are being made, and looking at gaming, but also and loyalty programs and monetization and community building. I mean, all those things that are just evolving, and it almost feels like we're creating the rules from scratch every day, and really it's a playground where we can do so many things. So Elay, tell me a little bit about yourself and a little bit about why you're in gaming.
So my name is Elay. I'm 44 years old, married plus 3 kids, and I love video games. When I started, it was like a long time ago. Loved to play video games when it was still early. I still love playing it now. Now I'm playing it with my kids actually, and it's really, really cool. They're now even better than me. And I believe that this is the next version of entertainment. When I was a kid, I used to be a geek playing some video games, and kids were playing soccer outside. After that, kids watched a lot of TV. Now everyone loves playing games. So I think it's like the future of entertainment. And my kid is coming back from school and is saying, okay, I'm going to meet my friends now. And he's meeting them while gaming, and basically he's meeting them online, playing Valorant or Fortnite, talking to them on Discord. Everything is mixed, and this is his friends, and this is how he spends his time. I think this is the evolution of entertainment.
So by the way, on starting on a very theoretical level, watching your kids coming home and playing games, there's, the counter argument that, about half of society, I think, has, is the fact that, the relationships that we're building through the metaverse and through, social gaming, they're not a direct replacement to the in-person relationships. And what is the next generation of relationships going to look like? How do you see this world?
So I guess I'm one of the only parents that actually motivate my kids to play games, which is not telling them stop playing all day long. And I think it's an evolution, and we will reach some point when it will be a hybrid. Yes, kids have to play outside and do some sport, and I'm really motivating them, and they're doing like the athletics and running and going outside. But for them, it's exciting. They're learning new skills and new experiences, and I think it's definitely the way it's going to be. And the kids love doing it. It really gives them a motivation in so many ways. They learn how to speak English just by playing with kids their age from all over the world, and I found out that my kids know how to really speak English and not just the vocabulary that they learn in school. This is how they learn to communicate. So, and once they're not playing, they're watching a lot of YouTube and watch what other users are doing. So I guess it's evolving. I think it's always going to be some kind of balancing point. And kids, the parents, need to guide them the right way. But I think they can learn a lot from it. And I think that the world is going to a place where they can educate themselves and learn and progress.
Right. So to set the stage for Buff and what you're doing, with games and loyalty programs, how has gaming evolved over the last, few decades to reach the point where now we're talking about communities and marketplaces and loyalty programs within games with Buff?
So as it became more popular, and a lot of things got to it, one, the content. Obviously, once there's a great content, it attracts gamers. So if there was like small games and it was not really accessible with obviously desktop, but then consoles, mobile, everything is coming. People are. I used to play games. Like a quarter or a third of the world population are playing games at the moment. Everyone are playing games. Okay, if you're driving the subway, if you're going on the subway, or if you are at home, doesn't matter. It's part of your ongoing life. And the content, the free-to-play or the freemium model becoming more and more popular. So everyone are getting exposed to great content. And you have a reach to an amazing entertainment and experiences. So everyone can evaluate it. And you can travel really easy. You don't need to pay a lot of money to buy some title. Now I can just try it out. It's much more community now because you're playing Fortnite with 100 users from all over the world. You don't know them. It's the only time you will ever meet them. So it's really cool. And now metaverse, it's a really buzzword, I think, but it will get there. And if Ariana Grande is doing a live show in Fortnite and millions of users from all over the world, including me and my kid, are watching it live because it's exciting and it's cool. And you're watching a real artist on the video game. Everything is intertwined. It's exciting. And I think this is where Buff comes into play because I spend a lot of time myself and my kid and everyone playing games. So I think some kind of loyalty program, a rewards and loyalty programs coming into play and basically taking the user, the gamer, into all of his experiences makes a lot of sense because personally, and many of gamers like to play different games, like play CSGO, and then they will play Valorant, and then they will play Apex Legend. And you're traveling, again, the content is the king, and you're moving between content. And everything is siloed because every game studio, which are doing game studios, everything is stuck over there, and then you're moving because this is the way it is. You're going into the new trend, and gamers like to try new things out, and everything is stuck. And for me, it's again, spending a lot of time, some kind of layers that will reward me for what I'm doing, and based on my real achievements, makes a lot of sense for me as a gamer. And this is where basically the idea came to life. And then basically I spend time on something, so why not earn something while I'm doing it anyway? And the entire concept was, okay, I'm playing anyway, why not do something along the way? And at the moment, gamers can come, enjoy, play what they're doing anyway, play Valorant, playing Apex Legends, play Rocket League, and buff points simply by playing. And the better they will play, the more they will earn based on their in-game achievement. And then with the points that they've earned, they can buy in-game currency like RP or V-Bucks, buy new games, order Domino's pizza to their home or buy a keyboard. Makes a lot of sense. And again, my vision is it should be a layer on top of all my gaming activities. And we've just launched a debit card in the US. Cooperation with Visa basically allow gamers also to get rewarded on their offline, basically, expenses. Like Star Alliance has United Explorer card, which makes a lot of sense as a gamer. So I think everything goes well hand in hand.
So what I hear from you is that, there's a dissonance in the gaming world that on one hand, it feeds off of this idea of continuity, storyline, you gain experience. There's so much, gamification coming from games, this idea that you
Yeah,
progress and you become emotionally attached to what you're doing. But at the same time, gamers, we like to enjoy several games, and one day we want to play this, the other day we want to play that, but then we're confronted with the siloed issue that once we
exactly.
transfer to the new game, everything we did yesterday is not there, and so
Is
that's
that, yeah,
fighting, and so Buff is sort of bridging these things together, but then also bringing
bridging
in the offline world.
cross game, cross platform, basically combining between the digital and the offline, uh, and becoming the companion app platform for gamers, basically for all the gaming activities.
So two large questions that hopefully will guide us for the next short while. How do the studios interact with this? Because studio sometimes you have completely different companies playing different games, and you as a third party you're coming together and trying to bridge them together. And then the second question is sort of, if how does the economics of all this work in terms of bringing the in-game experience to the offline, and what are the incentives for the outside companies to come in and, like Visa or like Domino's, to come and take part in this new marketplace that you're creating?
So, great question. Basically, we're a layer that sits on top of the games.
Mm-hmm.
We're able to collect data. We are partly doing it ourselves, partly with Overwolf, an Israeli-based company, which a great company and great guys that help us to provide us some of the data. And the main challenge is, as you mentioned, is to take different games with completely different game economics and game models and put it all together. And Rocket League is very much different than League of Legends, completely different time, achievements, and all the game studios are doing changes all the time. And basically, Buff has developed a self-learning algorithms that able to, one, monitor all the in-game event, and two, give a smart reward, which will really motivate gamers and make them a better gamer in the end, because it will be based on the actual achievement. So if someone is doing a triple kill, to simplify, you will get more than someone doing a double kill. Okay, but it's much more complex and need to normalize between different games. And it's a complex economy. And putting it all together, basically, the accumulation of the path points is based on obviously how well you're playing, but also how much you're playing and which type of games that you're playing across different devices and cross games. And again, it's a nice incentive because you can play, and then earn some path points, and then you can redeem it for what you love to do best. So every gamer has its own choice. Either they will buy some gift card and order something of that, or buy some new game because they want to try it out. So we are giving them basically the freedom to try out new things. And if we connect it to the offline world, basically we're saying, okay, you're spending outside. Why not earn again for gamers? The core audience is like 18 to 34. Average gamer in the US is around 31, 32 years old. This is the more interested they're gamers. This is what I love to do. So they can spend in Walmart or Starbucks using our card and then redeem it for something they love to do as gamers. And again, they can buy a new gaming set, or they can just order a pizza. Everything goes.
Right. And to form these partnerships, whether in the offline or the gaming world, is this trivial for the parties that you're talking to? Are you coming to them and they're saying, yeah, obviously we want to take part in this, in this new world, we understand this? Or is this something that, is taking time for their mind to wrap around?
It's a simple question. It depends. The simple answer, it depends. Depends on who we are talking to and how we formalize the relationship. So we're talking from esports team to brands, and for some of them it makes a lot of sense how to collaborate and how to do new things and create things. We are doing some direct campaigns for brands. We did one, the Alienware Games, the 2021. Basically, we did an entire activation for gamers on our community that they had to compete on 4 different games and basically earn like cool rewards. Everything was done on Buff platform for the community. So they got some cool rewards. The brand got an amazing exposure to the core gamers and not just some banner or some video, because they had to engage with the actual brand. So it makes a lot of sense for all parties. And my view is if the gamer or the end users will be happy, then all the stakeholders will be happy with that as well.
Give me a few of your predictions for gaming, in the next few years. Where are we positioned to go from here? And I know it's such a volatile question, but there's so much variability as to what could happen. But where in your mind do you think we're headed as a society in, the average person gamer?
So again, the changes that the gaming is going through, it's rapid. And revenue-wise, it overpassed the movie and music industry combined. It's growing really fast. Esport, as an example, a few years ago, no one understood what is it all about. Only small geeks try to compete with each other and becoming a league. And there are dozens of teams, and you can view almost any college in the US. They have an esport team. Okay, it's a new industry that came to life, and people are watching it, and millions of dollars of prize. So esport, I think it's going to be a huge thing going forward. The metaverse, it's a big buzzword at the moment, but I think it will go into shape. And Ariana Grande and Fortnite was a great example going forward, and how to combine between the offline and online. And I think that Buff is doing as well, bringing the community and what users are doing in the offline world with the online world makes a lot of sense. NFTs, I think it's a huge buzzword at the moment. It's kind of a hype and everyone are talking about it. It makes a lot of sense to many of the stakeholders, but it still has big problems from regulation to end users. It's not a lot of friction with the user experience. So I think it will get to a point which will be like really seamless for the users. But I think it will take some time. Definitely super exciting, vertical that we'll go through.
Incredible. Which part of this whole puzzle are you most thrilled about and excited about? And I'm sure that you're thrilled and excited about a lot because you're motivating your kids to play games, and that is an not ordinary statement, but it's fascinating. So what is it really thrilling you here?
So I think it's all combined together because there's no like one single thing, and the esport teams are talking about doing an NFT. And right. Talking about how to do a metaverse. So everything is intertwined, and everything goes together, and building the community together and giving the users extra value. So I think it will be combined in some way, and you can't touch the one without the other. So it's not going to be, okay, one big title, World of Warcraft, that's it, everyone is playing that, so everything, and you need a community around it, and then you have an esport team because they are playing it, and everything is connected to each other. And even if you take Roblox and the example, they did a nice campaign with Chipotle, which is everything, and you can play a Roblox game and then go to Chipotle and buy like a tacos or whatever. So everything goes hand in hand.
Right. Now, if you're looking at this, I think the theme of this whole conversation, we can pretty much summarize it with the word, rapid change. The whole theme here is we're talking about how it's quickly changing, and we have to constantly adapt. And we have generational gaps. And I think that one of the most interesting things here is that, in traditional economics and traditional markets, we see a movement, and, we as consumers, we sort of understand how to eat it up and absorb it and then adapt. But here we have a new movement, which is so unnatural for some age groups and some cultures, that just wrapping their and we're seeing, the industry is booming. Like you're mentioning that I had no idea that gaming is larger than the movies and music combined. That's incredible to me. And so I think that we're in a really interesting inflection point with where we're going. With this change, how do you keep up? How do you go about continuing to be a leader, both of a company but also a thought leader in a space that is evolving so quickly?
So focus on the end user, on the gamer. If it will make sense for them and simplify the experience for them, it will make a lot of sense. Again, looking at, as an example, on the iPhone, First time you touch an iPhone, you understood exactly what you had to do. And if we will give value to our users, and value is not just rewarding them, but the entire experience, and for them to understand and experience what we want them to experience, and make sense for them on their first time user experience and going forward, and everything will be centered around the users, it will make a lot of sense for everyone.
Right. And for you personally, continuing to be on top of the market and understand the market, how do you go about doing that?
So exploring every new trend. I love to do new experiments, moving really fast, trying new things out. We have a really large user base. We can try and experiment for real and see how users can react to it. So we love to test it out. A lot of everything is data driven, so test new things, see how the real users are interacting with it, and then you can get a real sense of what's going on. So you don't need a vast market research. It's just put on a new feature, something new, test it out, and see how users interact with it, collect the data, and move fast together with that.
Elay, toda rabba. Thank you very, very much for spending these 20 minutes with me and sharing with me both your insights and your perception on this world and Buff. And it is so crazy and cool at the same time. And it was just an honor to have you here. So thank you and best of luck with Buff. And I can't wait to use the loyalty program myself. And I haven't shared this with many people yet, but I've gotten so much into gaming, and I now finally at 25 understand why, what's this hype that I've been hearing about for the last 7 years from all my friends and nieces and everything. So it's pretty crazy.
Thank you for giving me the time, and
of course.
Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. Bye, Elay.
Bye. Bye.